Well, I thought that one would have gotten a greater round of applause. I want to bring in IWF Policy Director Hadley Heath Manning. So, Hadley, I'm looking at the body language. I'm looking at how everyone's reacting. And when the Democrats weren't, using a hibachi or playing bingo, there were a few times that everyone got up in unison. And it makes me think maybe that's where we should be looking. Maybe we found some common ground, particularly with infrastructure, where I think was the first time we saw everyone in the room get up and clap.
Right. And often, even if the two parties can agree on the what, if it's paid family leave or infrastructure, they often still disagree on the how, which is what makes it so hard to pass legislation in a divided Washington. But overall, I think the president was wise to focus on some of these policy areas where there are bipartisan bills, bipartisan areas of agreement. It puts more pressure on Democrats to help him achieve some of these goals, which I think are attainable. However, unfortunately, this is always a political reality in a two-party system. Many Democrats see any win for the president as a loss for them. They don't want to give him any credit. They don't want to let him make any progress on issue areas, particularly like paid family leave, which they see as their issue area that they have, consistently touted their desire to make progress on. Here he comes with a bill that's actually got bipartisan support in both houses of Congress. It's troubling to them because they don't want to see the president take a win there.
What's really disheartening, at least from my point of view, is that if they get a Republican in the future, a typical Republican, a traditional Republican, they'll never have this opportunity. Let's be honest with you. President Trump saying he wants to allow people to advance up to $5,000 in child tax credits. That's not something Republicans usually put out there.
Oh, that's right. I mean, this is tax credit reform. It's a great opportunity to support working families in that first year of having a new baby, whether it's an adoption or a birth. It's a huge opportunity to help those working families. And yet Democrats want to focus on their own solution. They want to pass the Family Act, which would put a payroll payroll tax on every worker in our economy. So it comes down to the how on this issue area. But you're right, Charles. This is an enormous opportunity. They're working with a president who, they've got to decide. Democrats have to decide. Are they going to put party first or principle first? Because some of these issue areas are really the principles. There is some alignment, there's some overlap, and there's an opportunity to get things done.
Real quickly, infrastructure. Everyone's got up, everyone clapped, everyone complains about crumbling bridges and roads. Why hasn't that been done yet?
I think this one breaks down not so much between the parties, but between the different levels of government. Of course, state and local governments have a responsibility when it comes to infrastructure. So the question is, what's the best way for the federal government to incentivize states and local areas to address those needs? And, again, it comes down to the details, to the how. And the president didn't talk a lot about policy details in the speech, which is honestly why I think it was a good speech, because he focused on the big themes.
I'm running out of time, but I got to ask you about this. And, you're perfect to ask about this. There were so many heartwarming parts of that last night, but there was a moment when a soldier surprised his family there. I want to share it with you in the audience.
I am thrilled to inform you that your husband is back from deployment. He is here with us tonight, and we couldn't keep him waiting any longer.
There wasn't a dry eye in my house, but believe it or not, I did see some criticism of President Trump using a soldier as a prop. What are your thoughts?
Oh, I mean, come on. There's got to be some moments where we can just forget about politics and forget about our party affiliations and just say thank you to our veterans and to their families. And I think that's what the moment was intended to be. It was intended to be a unifying moment of gratitude. And that's what we got to focus on here.
Absolutely. Sometimes we just say thank you. And that's what I'm saying to you as well. Hadley, thank you very much.
Thank you, Charles.
All right, folks.